This is Jay.
This is Sherry.
Welcome to another episode of our project analysis. Today, the project that we're going to be talking about is Vela Bay. So, in case you don't know, right, Vela Bay is actually located in Bayshore.
Yes.
So, it's actually quite highly anticipated. I think a lot of buyers are actually waiting for this project since the longest time. Today, we're going to be talking about it. Let's get right into it. As usual, this will be our content. We will talk about project information. We talk about Bayshore supply and demand because for Bayshore area, right, there are a lot of HDB coming up. There are also a lot of condos coming up. It's like a new township. We want to touch a bit more on this and whether if you buy Vela Bay, you will be able to exit or not. Will there be buyers who will buy from you? So these are the things that we will be addressing. I think buyers are also interested to know lah. Vela Bay, right? What is the USP?
The view.
The view, right? The sea view, right?
Yes.
When there is a sea view facing, naturally there will be some premium on the pricing as well lah. So we will discuss on that and show you some examples on a project with sea view facing versus one without. And then we also share with you how's the performance, whether you should go for a sea view facing or not, all these things. Like our previous videos, we also identify the right unit to buy. We will actually identify the developer's pricing strategy and also based on different unit type or different facing, which is actually the best unit you can buy. Then lastly, we'll be doing floor plan analysis and let's get right into it. Before that, you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Scan our QR code over here and then save our number. If you don't contact us now, maybe in the future, you can contact us, then you don't need to find our numbers already. So for this project, it's actually developed by Singhai. So Singhai, quite a reputable developer. They have developed Park Clementi's, which is quite successful as well. Recently, their ongoing launches will be Sora as well as
Grand
Diamond Collective at One Sophia. They are not new to the Singapore market lah. So we are also very excited to see what they have in store for us for this project. Next, project information.
So basically, this is 99 years and total GFA is about 47,000 square meter. And then we have 2 blocks, 31 story. So total number of units is 515 units. Car park, we have 2 basements. Car park lots itself is 258 lots. So I think it's about half of whatever units that we have lah. 3 handicaps and 129 bicycle lots. One thing we want to highlight is about the car park lah.
As you can see, usually for projects that are near to MRT, it's like 60 to 80%. But for this project, it's actually 50%. In case you don't know, this is actually a car light town. The government is actually trying to encourage residents not to drive in this town. And that is why there's only 50% car park lots.
So I think basically regarding about car park lots, right? Recently we have some launches that are also having like 50% as well. Example like Media Road and maybe Tengah, New ECs, they are only 50%. So I think we still don't know whether is it workable having this like 50% car park lot.
But good thing is it's very near to MRT.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the small bedroom type might be rented out also. These tenants might not drive. So we don't know yet, but let's see. Next is the location. So I zoom in for you. It's actually located over here. So you can see from this location map, it's actually just right beside Bayshore MRT.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
And over here, this sea of blue is basically the sea. So you will have sea view for 70% of the units.
About
so
72%.
Yeah, they say 72%. Next, we show you the whole plan of the whole township. So you can see that Vela Bay is over here, right? Other than that, there is actually a coming plot around here. So this will be a transport hub as well. It will be an integrated project with residential and there will be malls also. Over here, they are selling the convenience. And I would say that even though they say it's a one township, but the distance-wise, over here, the location is more towards Bedok already. So Bedok will have this own set of buyers, own set of fans. But for this project, upcoming one, right, they will not have the sea view. So in terms of sea view-wise, the newest project in the East Coast area currently would be Vela Bay.
Yeah, so you actually have your own advantage also.
Next, connectivity. We show you this map over here. You can see from this map over here, right? This is the site. So Bayshore MRT is just right beside. Vela Bay is actually the newest project here and the last project that was launched was like more than 10 years ago. Actually, there might be a lot of pent-up demand as well for a project that has sea view And if you can see from here, there's actually upcoming BTO over here.
Yeah, means you will have some upgraders. But I think the upgraders will be quite long later because Bayshore is under prime, right?
Yeah.
So basically there's another 10 more years.
Yeah, so-
What I want to build is like another 5 years, so total 15 years.
Yeah. So later on, we will also touch on these. So just now, the integrated transport hub that I mentioned is here. So for connectivity, Bayshore MRT is just within 2 minutes walk, about 100 meter. And the Thomson East Coast line, right, will be completed in 2026, which is this year, with added connectivity to Sungai. So you can see that actually it's really very well connected throughout whole Singapore. Bayshore is over here. If you want to drive to the CBD area, it's just a 15 minutes short drive as well. If you want to commute to Changi, if you work at Changi area, it's just 3 stops. You don't even need to drive. You can just take the MRT. Next, side views. So just now Sherry mentioned that there is 72% sea view, right? So you can see from the side over here, it's not wrong because you can see that there is actually very nice sea view lah. And over here will be the future BTOs. Over here will be projects. Currently there are some condos over there. Over here is an empty plot of land right now. Beyond that is actually the low-rise view. You have some landed and all over there lah. We don't know what it's going to be next time yet. The view might not stay this way lah in the future. So side view, unblocked sea and park view. This is the East Coast Park. This is the sea. And of course, there's the highway over here, which you cannot escape from if you buy a sea view unit. This will be the future Bayshore development. This one is the older condos that we mentioned just now. Yeah.
So a lot of transformation at this area.
Because I think the condos here are all quite old. So I think it's also time for a transformation as well. More side views for you. You can see that from here, Bayshore, 30-story. Costa del Sol, also 30-story. So the site is over here. Over here is actually the low-rise enclave. You can see the other condos over here are actually relatively low levels lah. So even for units over here, you also still get to enjoy a pretty nice view as of now. Next, master plan. This is actually Vela Bay. These two are the older condos. So for this 3.5 plot ratio one, right, currently it's an empty plot of land. So we do not know what it's going to be because there's no confirmed plans. As for the upcoming developments, residential, park, medical will be over this side highlighted in yellow. There's actually a lot of residential zone plots over here as well.
So for site plans, we have 2 blocks here. So 9 units per block itself. So we have block 1 and block 3. So basically we have our pool, our tennis court, and we are walkable to the MRT station right at the side.
So this plot of land is actually not so big lah. That's why you don't see like super a lot of facilities over here. But what you need, they actually provide. Over here, the thing that we want to highlight is just now we mentioned the low-rise view will be here, this side. Sea view over this side will be the upcoming transformation as well. This is another plot that is zoned as residential. So we don't know how it's going to be built like. Later on, we'll also touch a bit more on this as well. For the block orientation, I mentioned already just now, these units over here, right, they actually faces this side. You will still get the sea view. So it's not like straight sea view, you still get sea view. Those highlighted in blue arrows, right, are the ones with the sea view lah.
But Jay, I just ask you, if sea view, right, means that you will have west sun. I mean, like a lot of people concerned is this. What do you think?
I think in the resale market, right, this is actually quite accepted really, as we can see from the transactions in seaside residences. So when you have the sea view, you will likely get the west sun. Whether it's direct or not, it depends on the building and how they build it lah. So I don't think it's a huge concern. I think for the sea view, it's still something that buyers are very willing to pay for and also accept the west sun lah. I think Singaporeans are still quite particular about views lah.
Yeah, I also think so. Yeah. Maybe they will just thin the window, right?
Maybe Singapore too stressed already. That's why they want to like go home, then they just want to enjoy the sea view. But
actually quite nice to be honest.
Actually, I saw units at seaside before. The sea view is really quite good. Then very windy also.
Right.
Like I saw Laguna Park also is very, very breezy. And you just see the ships. That's why I think East Coast, a lot of people are still willing to pay lah. So for unit mix, right, there is actually 1 bedroom all the way to 5 bedroom.
Yes.
There's only 2 units of the penthouse. A majority would be the 2-bedder over here. and the
Three
three-bedder.
bedder and then the four bedder.
So let's talk about the Bayshore supply and the demand. When we look at the Bayshore supply, we know that there will be about 7,000 HDB flats and 3,000 new private homes by the mid-2030s. So how does this actually affect you as a buyer? 7,000 HDB seems like quite a huge number, right? But the thing is that over here, the HDB actually falls under the plus category, which means that you need to hold for 10 years.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And if you hold for 10 years, then you have to build maybe about 3 years. So your total holding period is actually about 13 years.
More than that, HDB maybe 5 years.
HDB maybe 5 years.
Around there. So maybe 15 years. Because they need to apply, right?
So we just say it's 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, maybe around there.
Okay. But this doesn't concern you because you're not buying HDB. But this will concern you if you are a seller next time. So if you hear other people telling you, here got a lot of HDB supply, next time you can exit easily, right? It's true, but it depends on how long you hold. And by the time the HDB actually MOP, your house is going to be quite old also.
That will be like 10 years old.
Yeah, so there will be newer condos also. To be honest, your exit plan is not supported by the HDB supply over here.
This area is a bit different from Tengah that we did yesterday, right? Because Tengah is like, some of them are going to MOP. 16,000 is going to MOP. But this is like 10 more years down the road.
The demand will actually come from maybe some of the older HDBs over here, and also condos owners who wants to change to a newer condo, and also of course sea view lovers, you know. So if you hear people telling you that, you need to tell them, no, we are not going to sell to these Bayshore HDB people because it's going to be super long. Then next we have the condo supply. So total there will be about 3,000 over units of private residential. And the next one that has been announced is actually this plot of land that is shown as mixed use, which is the integrated transport hub that just now we mentioned. They say over here it can actually fetch bids up to 2 billion, all this, right? It's going to be very convenient. The thing is that they don't have sea view.
Yeah, but they potentially can go up to like 1,280 units in that project itself.
Although it's in the same area, but it's more like you're comparing different products.
Yeah, because one with sea view, one without.
So if you're buying a unit in Vela Bay, right, your competitor will be those maybe beside you, near you, that also have sea view, because it's not apple-to-apple comparison. Those people who want convenience, right, will go for this plot. Those people who want sea view and also some convenience, they will go for Vela Bay. With that said, 3,000 over units, a lot of people will say that there is actually an oversupply issue. I think this is their concern also. So if we compare this to the River Valley area, right, River Valley area total number of units also about 3,000 plus. Over there, currently, there are 4 launches already. There's one more that's coming up. And if you look at the performance of these launches, River Green was the first to launch. River Green did well.
Yes, very well.
Close to 90%. So I would say that there's a hype because it's the first launch after very long in River Valley, something like Vela Bay.
And I think the price was quite attractive also at that point of time.
And then second one was Promenade Peak. River Green and Promenade Peak launched at the same time. But River Green did better
than PP.
And then next one to launch was Zion Grand. Zion Grand did quite okay, about 80% also. And then River Modern.
That's the crazy one. 90%.
90%.
Actually, I think the difference is because of the view also lah.
Yeah, that's what we want to share with you. Even for River Modern, right, the big units which were over 6 million over quantum, right, also got sold very, very fast.
Yes.
You can see from over here, we look at the performance. River Green did well. Promenade Peak launched at the same time. Then buyers choose River Green. Then Zion Grand did okay. River Modern did very well. But it being the last plot, there might be some buyers fatigue, right? Or a lot of the buyers have already bought a unit already, right? But still it can do so well. I think really because of the river view.
Yes.
Yeah, because you have something that none of these other projects will have.
Yes.
In 4 years' time, 5 years' time, when all the projects TOP at the same time, one thing is certain. Any buyer who wants to get a river view will go and look at the units at River Modern first. If they really cannot get a unit, then maybe they settle for something else. It's the same thing over here at Vela Bay. Your advantage is you are like River Green, you launch first. So potentially your launch price is the lowest. When we talk about oversupply issue, actually who is the one that has the fear? Is it seller or buyer? The seller, right? And today, who is the seller?
Developer.
The developer is the seller, right? So if today the developer is seller and they know that potentially there are more units coming up, it's going to be competitive. They also want to clear their stock fast. And that is why they will launch at this pricing. The question to you is 4 years later when you are the seller, you are potentially buying at the lowest price because Vela Bay is the first project to launch. Secondly, you are the one with the USP, with the sea view. So any buyers who want to buy, will they consider your unit first or not? And will you be able to exit because you are buying in at potentially the lowest price? That's something for you to think of lah. Yes, there will be a lot of units coming up. But when you buy something, you want to make sure that you pay for something that is of value. Like for example, River Modern is the river view. Zion Grand is skyscraper. So you buy into something that has a unique selling point, there will be buyers who are willing to pay for different type of property that they like one. But good thing over here is that with Sea View, you are the first, you are the potentially cheapest as well. As I mentioned already, this is the first sea-facing project in Bayshore. We also want to share with you the premium on the sea-facing project. So let me share with you an example. Over here we have Sanctuary Green and Water Place. They TOP about 5 years apart. Sanctuary Green in 2015, they were transacting average about 1180 PSF. Water Place transacting about 1221 PSF. Let's fast forward to 2025. They are transacting respectively 1661 and 1860. So you can see that the gap from last time 3% to 11.98%. One thing is driven up by the prices inflation, as well as Water Place being newer lah. So because both projects are quite old now, the newer one will tend to actually do better lah because Singaporeans like new things. Over here you can see that the difference is only 11.98%. But let me show you another example of sea-facing unit. So just now the two projects, right? They are side by side, they don't have sea-facing. They got no sea view. Then we look at Bayshore and Costa del Sol. They both TOP 5 years apart as well. We look at Bayshore in 2016, 904 PSF. Costa del Sol 1187 PSF. We fast forward to today, the difference is about $700 because right now Bayshore is transacting at 1367 average. Costa del Sol is transacting at 2014 PSF average. Why is this gap so big now? From 31% become 47%. Over here is the premium that last time buyers pay. Right now, this gap has actually increased to 47%. So increased by 16% because buyers are really willing to pay for the sea view. Versus over here, you can see that the difference is only 8%. But last time buyers were already paying a premium.
Yeah.
Now, they are still willing to pay more. So this is the power of a sea-facing project, which also Vela Bay has lah. So now we zoom into the numbers. We look at Costa del Sol, non-sea facing units, 1009 PSF. The Bayshore non-sea facing unit, 1005. So get $400, 26.5%. Even the non-sea facing unit in a sea facing project still can maintain a very healthy gap over the non-sea facing units in a non-sea facing project. So which means to say the sea-facing units in a project will pull up the non-sea facing units in a project. Let me show you more. We look at seaside residences, the profits are crazy. They bought at 1,006, right now they are transacting 2,007. And it's only like maybe less than 10 years. Like super good profits. We look at over here, right? Stack 11 is partial sea-facing. In March last year, 2025, transacted 2530. Then the sea facing last year also transacted 2611. Then we look at in August, the non-sea facing unit transacted 25. Means that in August, this is the same transacted price as the partial sea facing, this non-sea facing unit. You look at this sea facing unit transacted 2638 in June 2025. Let's fast forward to today, January 2026. This partial sea facing unit last year was transacting 2005, now is 2006. The sea-facing unit transacted 2007. So when this sea-facing, partial sea-facing unit, right, prices go up because buyers are willing to pay, it pulls up the transactions and the valuation of the units that are non-sea-facing. Means that today, if you buy a Vela Bay non-sea-facing unit, as long as the sea-facing unit go up in price, your price more than likely will also be pushed up as well. Doesn't mean that you buy for investment or you buy for own stay and you want to earn money, you definitely have to go for sea facing. It depends on your budget and the available units. So good facing will always set a new benchmark and influence non-good facing prices to follow. If you have any questions until now, if you feel that it's very confusing, just drop us a message, please.
Yeah.
We do a lot of videos already.
Yes.
So next, how do we identify the right unit to buy? First, as usual, identify what is the project USP. For this case, it's definitely the sea-facing unit.
Yeah.
And then we must identify the developer pricing strategy. There are 3 kinds of developer pricing strategy. First is they load on the unit type. So maybe 3 and 4 they load, or they load on the per floor jump. If not, it's the facing premium that they load lah. If you compare it to River Modern, I show you an example what each facing actually means. River Modern 2 bedroom, level 10, 3001 PSF. 4 bedroom, level 10, 3003. Level 20 compared to level 20, 3004, 3002. Then level 36 highest for 3006 and 3006. So you can see from here that developer actually load on most of the 4 bedroom unit type. And then they stop at 3006 because above this I think it's a bit hard to sell already. Next will be per floor loading. You can see from over here, there's only 0.6 loading. Then when it reaches level 7 to level 8, there's 0.9. Over here, level 32 to level 33 become 0.8 again. There will be a certain price loading on certain level. Sometimes it's like maybe a nice number on level 8. Sometimes it just depends on developer which floor they like to load, maybe after they clear a certain view. So for Vela Bay, highly likely is after the units clear the trees. For Vela Bay, even you get a sea view facing, right, doesn't mean you definitely can see the sea because there are trees at the East Coast Park. So you have to go higher than that to be able to clear the trees. So this is per floor loading. Then next we have the premium facing loading. This one is confirmed have one. For River Modern, you can see non-river facing 3000. River facing 3002, level 20, same thing, there's always a gap. For this project, right, more or less is the facing that they will load and also the per floor that they will load. If you look at this, where is the sweet spot to buy? We have identified these 2. Over here, you get the sea view, you get the pool view. Over here, you get the sea view, although it's not direct sea view. But these 2 facing, right, likely is going to be the cheaper ones. And why do I say this? This will be an upcoming project. The units facing over here, right, currently you get a sea view, but imagine they build like that. Your view will be partially blocked already. And there will be construction going on also. This one likely is going to be the cheapest. Developer will likely price it the cheapest. So if you are buying the units over here, what is your advantage? You get to buy in cheap now. If it's for investment, you still get to enjoy the sea view right now. You get a good rental. But if you are buying for investment, my advice is to sell before this plot is announced. If not, then you have to sell before it's built. Because when this block come up, right, the value will definitely be affected one because you will not get the sea view ready. Maybe you still can get the sea view, but it depends on how they are built. So if you are very lucky, if they build something like that or what, then maybe your view will not be blocked, but we don't know.
Maybe they will build like that because if like that, then they can see the sea view also.
But it depends because they might want to maximize also and let both blocks like Vela Bay can also see the sea view. So we don't know how it's going to be like. We feel that as of now, currently you want to buy this, this would be the cheapest. Then second one would be over here because this is not a direct sea view, yet you still get to enjoy the view over here. You can see, of course, the 2 older projects are here. So these 2 would be likely the cheapest. And if you buying the units over here, you can go for something that is mid-floor to clear the trees.
Yeah, but maybe not so high. Depends on when the developer load another price up.
Like we mentioned, they will likely load on the per floor loading, right? We have to see on the day when they reach a certain level where they load the price. So for example, very likely they will load level 10 to level 11 because we are told that you have to be level 10, level 11 to clear the trees. Level 1 to level 9 will be likely the cheapest. Then we don't know whether it's going to be like after level 11 they increase the per floor loading or they load one time only, like huge one, like 2-3%. Then they go back to normal. So we have to see that also. And if let's say you really want to get a unit over here, you want to get the sea view, right? So let's say they load on level 11 already. Then the next loading is on level 20, for example. You try not to go to level 20 plus because you already clear the sea view and you know that there's a loading coming. Then you try to get a unit that is below that. This is how we will actually advise because this will be the cheapest unit, right? If you are not particular about sea view, then you can get low floor to mid floor because you get to have the pool view over here. Then over here would be facing a small road. So when you're facing a small road, naturally you try not to be too low as well because there will be definitely some form of noise. Over here, same thing. If you want to get a sea view, go above level 10, level 11. Clear the sea view, but try not to get hit by the next per floor loading. And then of course over here, this is currently an empty plot of land. This will be the cheapest. So the red ones likely will be the cheapest. The blue ones will be the more expensive one. But we are trying to tell you like which blue one you can go and consider. To go into more details, if you contact us, we will actually share more with you whether you're buying for an investment, what is the unit to choose, and if you're buying for own stay, what is the unit that is future proof you can buy, and then you don't have to worry about HDB upgraders that will only come in 13 to 15 years. All this we will analyze for you, and then we will actually share more with you lah. Next up, we'll show you the guide prices before the floor plan. So we can see that over here, the 1 plus study, right, will actually start from 1.2 million.
Yes.
2 bedroom will start from 1.4, 3 bedroom will start from 2.2, and 4 bedroom will start from 3.1.
And 5 bedroom is 4.5.
And the preview is actually from 11th of April to 21st April. Anytime you want to build a show flat between these two dates, you can just contact us lah. So we go into the floor plans. 1 bedroom.
For 1 bedroom is 1 plus study. The total size is 484 square feet. Sea facing. We only have one stack, which is stack 4, 27 units. We have a study area right tucked in the corner. This can be your storage area. You really want to do as a study area, also possible lah. You have your sea view.
This study quite good lah. This study quite big for 1 bedroom.
Actually, yes, correct.
Then it won't affect the master bathroom also. So you can actually really do up another small room over here if you want.
Yes. Yep. And the good thing is developer put this as a sea view.
Yeah. So they put sea view, right, doesn't mean that when you pay 1.2xx million, you get the sea view, because as we mentioned earlier, you still need to clear level 10.
Yes.
So there's a good chance that after level 10, there will be a price jump lah. So for layout wise, I think it's quite good. The living room is quite big also. You got a nice balcony for you to look at the sea. Next.
So now we have our 2 bedrooms here. All 3 of them are 592 square feet. The difference is whether is it sea facing or is it a low rise facing.
2BRA is actually situated over here. So just now we mentioned this is like the sweet spot unit lah. Over here, this will be the one facing the empty plot of land currently. Over here, this will be the full sea view facing. You can see that actually layout wise, they are quite similar.
It's only the foyer lah.
They are pretty much the same, other than this full sea facing unit, right? The foyer is slightly longer lah.
Yes.
Because the kitchen is here compared to when you come in. Do we really need such a long foyer? I don't know. I probably don't need it lah. But it's up to you.
But those that need it, maybe they like to put shoes and then they like to build cabinet at the corner. Then maybe this is something you want to look at as well.
Over here, you can do cabinets lah, so you can have more storage spaces. But the rooms wise are all quite similar. All these are quite similar.
And then all are dumb layouts.
Yeah, and then they got dining area over here, dining area over here. Pretty much the same, I would say. It depends on the pricing and the facing lah. And you know that developer potentially will load on the facing. So if you are buying for investment, just now we mentioned that the non-sea facing units will be pulled up by those sea facing units, the prices. If I were you, I would probably go for something that is cheap if I'm not going to stay, and wait for the prices of the sea facing unit to be pushed up, then my price will follow also.
So the next thing will be our 2-bed premium. 2-bed premium, we have 4 layouts. So let's show you 2 layouts first. So for these 2 layouts, one is a sea facing, another one is a low rise. Both are 689 square feet. Basically, I think there's not much difference other than the little bit of foyer area lah. The rest are almost the same.
The good thing is over here is actually quite wide. So over here, if you want to do storage spaces, it's actually possible.
Yeah.
You still have enough space to walk lah. And other than that, these 2 layouts is quite similar also. Next.
This is the layout that we want to highlight. These 2 layouts of 678 square feet is tuck-in kitchen. So Jay, just now that one is like an open kitchen. This is a tuck-in kitchen. Which one would you choose?
I think I will still choose the tuck-in kitchen lah.
I think it's still more acceptable in the market lah. Basically, if it's for own stay, tuck-in kitchen might be better. Because if you can see the tuck-in kitchen, we have more space for dining area, and this is like 4-seater. And then both are still double layout as well.
The rooms are very big also actually. Over here, this yellow colored one, right, is the one that we feel that is the sweet spot lah. Potentially, it will not be the most expensive. Might be the maybe second cheapest, third cheapest. Over here, you still get the sea view. So if you are looking for something to invest, but you want to really have the sea view, you want to maybe stay for a while, or you just want to own a sea view facing unit, right? I think this one is our choice.
Next, we will talk about our 3-bedroom. So 3 bedrooms, these 3 different layout from 883 square feet. And then the 3-bedroom B will be 893 square feet and C will be 883 square feet. So same thing here, again, our pool facing, low rise facing, next one also low rise facing lah.
So over here, there's a high chance that this will be the cheapest lah, because this is the low rise facing, right? But then developer also very smart. They go and build the best layout here. The one with the kitchen with windows, bathroom with windows, or over here, right? Then the other two layout don't have. They also know that if this one they go and build one layout without windows, if the layout is not good, the view maybe not so good also, then maybe nobody will buy these stacks over here already.
Correct.
So they're very smart. They go and build the good layout over here. So they let you choose. They let you be confused which one you want. I think for this, right, we will still choose this one. Even if they build, for example, 2 blocks over here, I feel you will still get the sea view. You might be a bit blocked by this stack 3 lah. But I still feel this one, stack 12, you still can get good sea view even if the upcoming project is built. The only concern is the kitchen is not tucked in. But I don't think it's going to be a big thing because you still can enclose it yourself actually.
Yeah, you can do glass actually.
You still got a proper dining area. Just that the living area is slightly smaller. But room-wise, it's actually all same size.
But if you compare to this 3B, right, at least the kitchen will have a small window at the corner.
So if your budget is somewhere around here, I think you can consider this one also because it's a very good alternative to the sea view units lah. And the layout over here is actually quite good also.
Next will be our 3-bedroom premium, 1033 square feet. All 3 layouts looks almost the same.
It might look a bit messy and you have this long foyer over here, which I'm not a fan of, but the good thing is you can do storage spaces over here, which I always say. The other parts of the house are actually quite efficient. So for here, this one they put as pool facing, right? It's actually facing this side. For this layout wise, kitchen got windows, you got 3rd bathroom, you got storage space, and it's actually similar to this other layout over here, which is the sea facing layout. And then for this stack 13, it's actually over here. You will have pool facing. This one will not have any sea view because you will be blocked by the stacks over here. We don't have a preference for the layout because they are all similar.
It's just more on the facing.
It depends on the facing.
Next is our 4-bedroom. We have 4-bedroom with private lift and the normal 4-bedroom. So we are going through the 4-bedroom first. Both same size is 1173 square feet. Basically a short foyer area, and then we have our kitchen. Same thing, there is a glass at the kitchen area. So it will brighten up the kitchen. And then the dining area, we can put about 8-seater. And then for the bedroom itself, every size of the bedroom is quite decent. So both of the units here is sea facing. So you like sea facing, maybe this is one of the units that you all want to consider.
But this one will be cheaper, I think, because it's not direct sea facing. So
Like
maybe
50.
this one is a better choice.
4-bedroom private lift. So this is a 1378 square feet. It's really huge. For this unit itself, we have a wet and dry kitchen area. So the dry kitchen area is at the dining area. So if you can see, the dining is horizontal, it's not landscape. So basically landscape layout means that you have more space in your living and dining area. And then the good thing is we have our private lift. All the common rooms are actually ensuite. If you can see, we have all our bathroom. 3rd bathroom is Jack and Jill, and then bathroom 2 is actually connected to bedroom 2.
Usually landscape one, they will put the dining over here, but this one they separate, so it's actually quite good. So this one will be stack 10 facing here. I think the view over here should not be blocked, even after the new blocks come up. So next we have the 5-bedroom.
5-bedroom also with private lift, 1582 square feet, also very huge. Same thing, we have our dry kitchen and our wet kitchen. And then also with our private lift, this we have junior master. Bedroom 3 and 4 don't have ensuite toilet, but the toilet is actually right in front of them, which is bathroom 3. And then for bedroom 5, we have our own bathroom. And then there's our master room, which is really huge as well.
This one is like really luxury because you get the full sea view. I think the layout wise is also very good. Private lift, all the rooms are huge.
If you like hosting, I think this is one of the best layout.
And then got storage space also. I think this layout is very good, and then it has the sea facing, so if you can afford, go for it.
Yes.
So with that, we have come to the end of our analysis. If you like our video, please help us to subscribe, share and like. And we hope to see you soon. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.